Hi there, and welcome back to another BobBlast. Hi, I'm Bob Burridge with my best friend, Denny Robertson of the Dillman's Resort. I told you they were going to take us here to the Bahamas. That's where we are. This is day one of 5 days of painting all day long, and look at our environment. Open air, wonderful place, great waves, great weather, and this was day one. As I mentioned, we just did darks and lights and some color intro. So I just want you to know I'm out here working right for you, Denny and me. And this is a great celebration. Having a great time. So welcome back to another afternoon to the workshop. And today we're going to talk about color. Yay! Yay! Color! Yay! Right, I know. Just quickly, and I know I'm preaching to the choir, color is either going to come out of the tube opaque or it will be transparent. It says so right on the labels. No matter what brand you are using, it will show you whether they have the black lines or the little dots. If you can still see the black dots or the black lines, you know it's translucent, right? They always put a swab of color right on top of it, right? So it's nice to know. The two favorite translucents that I like to use will be Marigold or Luminous Opera. So many of you see this fluorescent opera, you just freak out. Oh, how gauche, or I like to say gouache, but it's how gauche. And I love it. I don't use it just as a pure color, but I use it and mix it in with my other colors. So here's a black and white we just did this morning. It was dark against light, dark against light. This is what I call the Rembrandt lighting. We're going to kick it up a little bit. When I say kick it up, I mean here's an earlier version of the same thing. The same thing. Dark against light, dark against light. Real simple. But what about the color? So this is where I'll take the transparent. This is Marigold. Marigold. Every brand has their own name. Some call it Indian Yellow.
Oh yeah.
Right? Depends on what brand you're using. And this is where I like to use my paper towels. Wet the paper towel a little bit. Always wet the paper towel. Don't put a dry towel in this. Here's my Marigold. Right? Say goodnight.
Oh wow.
Oh, wow. Good reaction.
That's great.
Oh, he's a genius, isn't he?
Oh yeah.
Now, how about some of this hot pink, this opera, which makes people just so freaked out? Really do. Now we're going to put it je ne sais quoi into the painting. Now, here we go. Oh! Paper towels. I like to do workshops where I say, I don't need no stinking brushes. You can do it with paper towels. Look at this. Look at this. Do you remember when this was a black and white painting? Yeah. Now look at it.
That is fun.
Wow.
No, wait, we're not done yet. You can also wipe it away. Make it more important. Look at this. There's your figure.
That's
And I just used, because we just used transparent paints. And because we had the darks and lights and midtones already established, you will do these kinds of paintings. If you want to kick it up even a little bit more, here's that white. This is titanium white. I do like to use my fingers. We're going to kick it up even more.
Ooh, nice.
Well, it gets me excited too. Thank you for your response. There you go.
Awesome.
Boom.
Yeah.
Now the thing is, the way to look at a painting, this part's really important. It's difficult to look at your work where you've created all this mess. You have tubes of paint and tape. What you want to do is either put an old discarded mat on top of this whole thing to isolate it from all of this, or you can just take a piece of white paper and put it on a larger piece of white paper to simulate, almost like a mat.
Stunning.
Now you can make a decision where it's going, if you like it or not. It's one of the things I like to do all the time, no matter what level I'm painting. So what we're about to do right now is the same thing we were doing with the figure, but only with an object. Someone asked, what if the light's coming to the side? That's what I can't wait to show you. I'm going to do it 2 times. Here's the primaries, yellow, blue, and red. Okay? I'm also going to do it as a black and white. There's my black, there's my white. Now this is going to really surprise you. I want you to think about light coming across here. As a matter of fact, I actually put a light, an arrow, to remind me. I did tell you about always putting down a mid-tone. There's my mid-tone. Wet towel. There's my mid-tone. Nice. Now, I'm trying not to be neat. Neatness does not count when you're being a painter. Right? But I do want to show you about the mid-tone. And again, how do I know that's a mid-tone? Simple. That when I put a white and a black in there, I can see all 3 values. And you know that already. So let's just make it a mid-tone. Now this will really surprise you. Here's the light coming across here. I'm going to paint a simple thing. There's a ball sitting on a table. Light is coming across here. Think of this as a flashlight. All right? So if light is coming across here on a flashlight, that means this side of the ball is going to be nice and bright. I'm going to make it that way. Nice and bright. Short, choppy strokes. I'm not trying to do photorealism here. Now this was really going to surprise you. If a beam of light is coming across here in a dark room, it's also going to shine on the back side of the wall over here. This is where our mind goes a little mezzo. Remember, this is a pitch black room, so I'm going to make it a pitch black room. And since light doesn't go around the corner, think of the dark side of the moon. Nice and dark over here. Short, choppy strokes. Short, choppy strokes. So what we have here is dark against light, dark against light. Always do that. Think about that. Dark against light. I'm going to kick it in here a little bit. Whoa, nice and bright, right? And back here. Whoa. And you're going to say, well, wait a minute. Why isn't all this dark? It's because we have a beam of light. We have a beam of light coming from a flashlight shining on this side of the ball. This will make sense to you later on. So, really loose. We're not trying to do photorealism here. Now, we have to anchor it. We'll anchor it. And there we go. I'm going to lighten up this table just a little bit. Just a little bit. Lots of paint, lots of water. And I'm going to really anchor this ball. More dark. Anchor it. There we go. That really lets the viewer know which side the light's coming from. So we have dark against light, dark against light. Remember, it's a beam, like a spotlight shining on this. And look, and by the way, the background, don't have a straight line. Don't have a straight line. Soften it. Remember, your eye's going to go to the part of the painting that has the hardest edge. Here I'm softening the edge so your eye doesn't go back there. Dark, light, voila, it's done.
Okay.
So once you get this done, we're going to do it in color. Yay! So let's go back and do this one first. Dark, light, do this. Again, this is going to be helpful whether you're doing photorealism, God help you, and or color. All right, let's do the black and white first, and then we'll do the next demo will be in color. Thanks, everybody. again, even if I'm doing color, I put a tone down right off the bat. Tone.
Are your primary colors okay or transparent?
And these are all primary colors.
But are they transparent or are they okay?
I don't know.
Doesn't matter.
That doesn't matter.
Okay.
So I am putting down, I promise you, a tone. This is color. The paint is not gessoed. Pure watercolor paper. I like to sometimes kick it up a little bit. So this is the underpainting. Paper towel. Now we just got finished doing this one. Thanks. This one. We're going to do the same thing now in color. Same thing in color. Big brush. It's a 2-inch brush. There we go. I'm going to pretend that the ball is a nice big ball. Again, if you can paint this, you can paint anything. I'm going to have the ball sitting on a table. And again, I'm going to have the light coming across here. I like to put an arrow to remind me. I need all the help I can get, right? Okay, so we're going to put the light color on this side of the ball. Big brush, not a tiny brush. That's the color of the ball. Back side of the ball is going to be a little bit darker. Hey, we're painters, so let's go have fun. Doesn't have to be a dark color of the yellow. I'm just making sure it's a darker color. See? Bringing it down. Think again of the moon. Just to kick it up a little bit more, I'm bringing in some white. Show the brush marks. It's a painting, not airbrush. So the same as the black and white. Now I'm going to go into the dark part. I've decided to make the background dark, and here's my blue. Dark with a little bit of black mixed in my brush still. Look how it starts to pop already. And as I go across the page, remember, just like this one, it's lighter back here because it's a beam of light. It's a beam of light. Not a big broad beam. Just a beam of light. Very dramatic. Very dramatic. I'll come back in here with more drama. Oh yeah, like I need more drama. Here we go. Look at that. It just pops, right? Now don't forget, at this point, to put the shadow in there too. Look, it's bleeding. Yay, I love it when it starts to bleed. Here we go. Here's your shadow. Remember, the ball or any object you're painting sits on top of its own shadow, not coming from behind. And as it gets further away, it gets lighter, like that. Just for fun, just for pure fun, I'm going to lighten up this table. A little mixture of this pink and yellow. Whoa. Whoa. I'm sorry. I get excited. Whoa. Doesn't take much to get me excited, but I get excited. In other words, make the painting exciting for you to paint. It makes it more exciting for everybody else to look at. This is not the time to be conservative. You want people to see the hand, what I call the hand of the artist. Look at this. Neatness does not count. I'm going to kick this up just a little bit more. Darker, darker. I'm going to still 2-inch brush. 2-inch brush. I'm sitting here on this zone shadow. Bringing up some of this blue in here. Lots of water. And where it goes underneath here, we're going to bring in some more blue. No light gets in there. In and out, in and out, in and out. Don't sit here and start to tickle it to death. You're allowed to use paper towels, by the way. My favorite brush. There you go. One more je ne sais quoi. Now I'm going to bring in some of this hot pink, this Fluorescent, luminous opera. I love this stuff. Whoa. Whoa. Well, that boy's crazy. Yeah, look at this. Look at it. Whew. If you like it, you're as crazy as I am, so thank you very much. Remember, dark, light, dark. I'm making it darker. In, out, and show people the brush marks. This is not a pixel, computerized kind of a thing. This is kind of painting. You want them to see the hand of the artist. And then coming back in with more white. Like that. Like that. Like that. In, out, blend it a little bit. You don't want to have a hard line, because the hard line will bring the back of the background on the same plane as the hard line of the ball. So you want to soften it with a paper towel or your finger. I don't care. I like it when they ask me, what size brush do you use? Oh, a number 2. And one more, let's piece of resistance, one more white in here. And this painting, for all intents and purposes, is done. Dark, light, dark, light.
Wow.
Go in peace and God bless you, and let me see you all do this now.
It's exciting.
500 times. Right.
It's the beginning. Are we doing it?
Well, I hope you enjoyed that demo. It was so great to be here with Denny, my best friend, here from the Dillman's Resort here in the Bahamas. And I'll see you at the next BobBlast.
Hope you can come down and join us sometime in the Abacos or up at Dillman's in Wisconsin.